everyone. Rhys Darby. Good to see you all here. How's your week been? Good? I've heard some good stories. Anyone caught any flies? No, don't worry about them. I think they're gone now. So this is it. This is the big launch of the Vista Foundation, and it gives me great honour to launch this, I guess, myself. You know, it's about films. It's about growing and getting filmmakers to the next level, and it's a very important thing. And I think for me, it's I mean, what do I know about films? Well, obviously I've been in some, and yes, most of them have been big Hollywood blockbusters, not a problem, but there has been a few that, you know, have struggled to get off the ground. In fact, in the last 4 years, I've said yes to probably about 4 or 5 films that I simply haven't heard back from since. The scripts were fantastic, and I said, oh, I could see me doing that. Yeah, and I even did an impression of me doing it. And they said, oh, yeah, that's what we want. And then never heard again, you know. And I think, well, what's the problem here? Where's the struggle? Well, obviously, it's, you know, there's so much more to it than the creative side of being a filmmaker. And that's where the struggle lies. And coming from a guy who was a total creative, trust me, as a creative, the other half of your brain is gone. So, I mean, I would not be standing here today if it wasn't for my better half, my wife, who organises everything diligently in a diary. If you were to ask me what's in my diary for today, nothing, because I don't have a diary. I don't. If you give me a pen and paper, I'm more likely to draw a spaceship and, you know, and then add some sound effects to it and maybe sort of upload it onto a YouTube video with some puppets and put it into a fringe festival, which would win awards, and I would, no, but good idea, actually. That was, all I'm saying is that this is the most important part. It's, for me, it is the wife, it is the partner, it's the lover that the filmmaker needs, is that help to get things off the ground, and that's what this foundation is all about. So it couldn't come at a better time, because there are some good, let's say great Kiwi films that are now floating around the Ethos. I don't know whether you guys have been to Ethos. It's a dirty video store. No, it's not. It's the world I'm talking about. Having been to various parts of the world, people actually say to me, love Kiwi films, and they point out particular films that they love, and they're New Zealand films. Well, how did you see that? Oh, managed to see it, you know, I found it somewhere, and someone told me, and the word of mouth is so strong. So now I think it feels to me, being an international, that we actually do have a say, that our films, we have a genre, the New Zealand films, and we're actually really proud of the stuff that we're making. And so now if we can get more of that stuff made and pushed out there, then, you know, we're heading in the right direction, and now's the perfect time for this foundation to exist. So, Yahoo! That was Yahoo. I'd like to now introduce our first 2 speakers as they make their way to the podium. Co-founder and Chief Executive of Vista Group, Murray Holdaway, and the New Zealand Film Commission Chair, Dame Patsy Reddy, who was appointed a Dame Companion of the New Zealand Order of Merit in 2014 for services to the arts and business. So please give them a warm welcome.
Thanks, Rhys. This is the second time this week that I've had the unfortunate privilege to speak after Rhys. So welcome, everyone. I'll try not to carry on the same sort of theme, but today we're here to launch the Vista Foundation. Before I get into details about the foundation, though, I'd just like to make some introductions and acknowledgements. For the New Zealand film industry people and perhaps the media representatives in the room, you may be wondering how we actually managed to gather this many people together in one room for our foundation launch. But we had a secret plan here. We're in the middle of our International Customer Conference, the Vista Conference, here at Sky City in Auckland. We're on our 3rd day, and we have cinema exhibitors who are our customers from all around the world, and our business partners. So we have some of the largest cinema exhibitors in the world from USA, from Canada, from UK, China, Thailand, India, Malaysia, Mexico, and all over. More than 20 countries represented here with us today. So they were told on Tuesday at the opening of the conference that they were going to be a rent-a-crowd for this event. So, but you know, they got a free lunch. So, I also want to acknowledge someone here with us today. You know, our company commenced the Vista project back in 1996 when Village Force were starting out building multiplex cinemas. At that time, Village Force were brave enough to ask a very small New Zealand software company to build a new ticketing system for them. And heading up Village Force Cinemas at that time was Joe Mudaby. Joe has been a leader in the New Zealand film industry and has been a huge supporter of Vista over the years. And Joe, it's just really great to have you with us here today. Thank you. So today we are launching the Vista Foundation. The Foundation's aims are helping the next generation of filmmakers and to assist them in building skills across writing, directing, production, distribution and exhibition. So emerging filmmakers are an important focus for the Foundation. We know these individuals and teams in New Zealand have huge and tremendous talent and ambition, and we feel that we can assist them via educational opportunities, industry connections, and of course, financial assistance. But how did we get to this point? So the Foundation funding came through our Vista Group's IPO last year. Some of you will be aware that we executed our IPO on the Australian and New Zealand Stock Exchange last year. And prior to that IPO, we actually had an entity called the Vista Staff Share Scheme. So this enabled staff members to buy and sell shares in Vista when we weren't a public company. Not needing that as we went forward into the IPO, we had some residual shares which just went into the IPO, and those were sold as part of the IPO process, and we had some cash sitting in this Vista share scheme. And we all kind of looked at each other and went, who does that belong to? And because no one owned those shares at the time. So technically it was the 4 founding shareholders of Vista, but we felt morally that we should do something good with this money. And so that was then when we had the idea to form the Vista Foundation to be a charitable organisation for the New Zealand film industry. Further to that initial seed funding, Vista Group has committed to fund the foundation on an ongoing basis going forward. I'm delighted today also to announce that Roger Donaldson has agreed to be a patron of the foundation. Roger is known to pretty much everyone in New Zealand as the producer of many great New Zealand and Hollywood films, and Roger is going to help us with his industry connections to champion the foundation, to provide guidance to the foundation board, and also to support people who are recipients of the foundation's grants. So in a moment, you're going to hear a message from Roger. Roger's actually in LA at the moment. And I'm also pleased to announce that the first initiative and project for the foundation will be carried out in conjunction with the New Zealand Film Commission. Dame Patsy Reddy is here and will tell you a little bit about that new program. However, for us, it's probably significant for us that it's associated with the business side of filmmaking. You know, Vista, through the support of our customers around the world, has grown from our New Zealand roots to supply cinema management software, as I said, in over 65 countries worldwide, and we are now the undisputed leading player in that market. However, to state the obvious, we don't make films. And so we need help, but we do, however, partake in what I consider to be a very important juncture in the film industry. We're a key player at that moment when someone decides to part with their cash and go and watch a film. And pretty much everyone in this room is dependent on people continuing to do that. And the reason they do that is to see great films. You know, we can build fantastic movie theatres, we can make great software that makes it easier for them to buy their tickets on the internet and get them on their mobile phone and scan their barcodes when they get in there and all that great stuff. But in the end, we all know that it's actually great films that bring them into the theatres. And so what we want to do is to help in some small way to help people make great films. And in a way, it's about, you know, giving back to an industry that has really helped our company get where it is today, from its New Zealand start to now being a world player in the film market. We're really passionate about assisting the development and progression of the New Zealand film industry, and in doing so we plan to partner with other film organisations in New Zealand, because as I say, we are not experts in making films, and we will partner with these people, organisations in New Zealand, and at times using our connections overseas. There's huge film industry, intellectual property in New Zealand, and we want to use these people to support the goals of the foundation, hence our invite to all the film industry people here today. The foundation's work will be overseen by an independent board. The board has not been formed yet, but it will include a Vista Group representative, and then along with directors who we are hoping to bring from the industry to provide relevant experience to enable the foundation to reach its objectives. We're going to identify projects with industry partners, and I'm sure that many of you here today will be involved with these. We look forward to working with you over the coming months and years to support New Zealand filmmaking. Finally, just before I hand over to Dame Patsy, I would like to thank Rhys for helping us out today, and also entertaining our conference on Tuesday morning with an absolutely hilarious opening. We wondered where we were going with some of those stories, Rhys, but you know. Yeah. No, they were fine. I just had to speak afterwards, right? Thank you all for coming along today in support of our new and exciting venture. Thank you very much, Dame Patsy.
Thank you, Murray. At the New Zealand Film Commission, we judge our success by the success of the New Zealand film industry. To describe what success looks like, we use the image of lining up planets. When each planet is shining bright, we're getting it right. Our 5 planets are pathways and careers for people, more eyeballs on films, both here and overseas, increased economic activity, culturally significant films for New Zealand, and amazing, original, different and satisfying films. We greatly admire Vista Group's commitment to supporting the New Zealand film industry, and we're really excited to partner with Vista Foundation's first program. The Vista Film Marketing Program will provide a valuable boost to our aspirations for New Zealand filmmakers. The lining up of our cultural and economic objectives for screen sector with Vista's focus on education for emerging filmmakers could almost be described as a match made in heaven. This will be the first partnership of its kind for both of our organisations. It's designed to help emerging producers, directors and writers understand the importance of how they position their films to maximise returns via an innovative distribution strategy and audience engagement plan. The program has been designed by the Film Commission with advice from our screen industry champion, John Barnett. For those of you who don't know John, and looking around the room I now realise there may be one or two, he was for many years the managing director and now chairs the board of South Pacific Pictures in New Zealand. It's New Zealand's largest screen production company and has an international reputation for producing world-class television and film. The program will comprise a series of 2-day workshops over a 3-month period and will be held annually from this year, 2015. Each year, up to 4 filmmaker teams will be selected to participate. To be eligible, they'll have to have a feature film project at an advanced stage of development with the Commission, and it's one that would be expected to be greenlit within 12 months. During the workshops, experienced professionals working in the film industry will provide practical advice on financing, licensing, distribution, audience, marketing, release and exhibition strategies. And I'm delighted to announce today that the Vista Foundation will be contributing $75,000 annually towards the cost of the film marketing program, and the New Zealand Film Commission will match this by providing an annual grant of $75,000 to one of the participant projects. This grant will be awarded by a selection committee comprising representatives from Vista Foundation, the New Zealand Film Commission, and an established New Zealand distributor. Selection will be based on a presentation which demonstrates an innovative marketing and distribution strategy and audience engagement plan for New Zealand, Australia and internationally, taking into consideration the accuracy of the release timetables, the cost efficiency of the presented strategy, and the film's relevancy to today's cinemagoer. This generous commitment from the Vista Foundation will undoubtedly make a significant difference for the filmmakers in enabling them to achieve their marketing and distribution strategy and thereby contribute to the continuing growth of the New Zealand screen industry. So on behalf of my Film Commission colleagues and indeed New Zealand's filmmakers, I thank Vista for their generosity and I look forward to an enduring and productive collaboration. Thank you.
Thank you, Dame Patsy. I'd like to introduce now two very special messages which are going to come up on the screens. The first comes to us all the way from LA, from the patron of Vista Foundation, acclaimed New Zealand producer and director Roger Donaldson. And the second, a message from a key supporter of the foundation, Sir Richard Taylor, the Oscar and BAFTA-winning co-founder and co-director of the Weta Companies in Wellington, we all know, a world-leading design and effects facility, Weta. Anyway, so let's start with Rog.
Hi everyone, I'm Roger Donaldson. I'm honoured to take up the role of patron for the Vista Foundation. When Vista first approached me to get involved, my question was, what are they doing that will make a difference? Will this be something that actually helps filmmakers in the real world? I'm delighted to say I believe it will. The foundation will enable Vista to support the continued growth and well-being of the New Zealand film industry, something that is very dear to my heart. The first program will run in conjunction with the New Zealand Film Commission. It will focus on teaching new filmmakers about the business side of the movie business, from writing, directing and producing to the other side of making a successful film that doesn't get talked about that very often, the financing, licensing, marketing, distribution and exhibiting of films. When I began my career, we knew very little about marketing, building an audience and working with our partners to maximize their return on investment. These skills are vital for today's filmmakers if they want a filmmaking career and acclaimed profitable films. The Vista Foundation will partner with other film industry organisations to help New Zealand's film industry develop its intellectual capital and to help emerging filmmakers develop their skills. I look forward to hearing more about the Vista Foundation's program of work and to learning about the filmmakers that will inevitably become part of Vista's offer as they launch into this wonderful business of ours. I'm very thrilled to be invited to be part of an initiative that I believe will help develop the New Zealand film industry, and I look forward to working with Vista and their partners. Thank you and goodbye from LA.
Hello everyone there at the luncheon. It's Richard Taylor at the Weta Workshop. We couldn't come and join you, sadly. Well, it's a good thing, I guess. We're flat out, but sadly we're not there with you. I just wanted to take this opportunity to congratulate Murray and the Vista team on this incredible endeavour. The fact that the Film Commission and yourselves are able to offer this incredible hand of assistance financially to our young filmmakers, people that will have such relevance pushing our cultural story out into the world through mass media entertainment. When I was getting going along with Tanya in the back room of our flat, I'm sure that a little bit of financial assistance would have been highly beneficial, as it would have been for so many people in that room today. But we all get along ultimately, but the thought that there is some assistance to give that leg up and that little push out into the world is an amazing thing. So congratulations, Murray, Vista and the Film Commission for all that's happened, and we look forward to hearing how it picks up over the years.
Two fantastic videos there. And the winner is... To review them, I think the first one had better lighting and sound, but the second one much better set dressing. So well done. Two fantastic, very, very talented folk, known internationally in the film world, and they're ours. So that's cool. All right, what have we got? Well, I've also received a message from the Honourable Maggie Barry, Minister of Arts, Culture and Heritage, and I'm just going to read out what she said. New Zealand is a great place to make movies, and our greatest assets are our national environment and our people. Whether telling our stories or attracting others to come here to tell theirs, we need to ensure we have the skills and talent across the full spectrum of filmmaking. I'm very pleased to welcome the new Vista Foundation with its goal of fostering local talent. Last year, the government established Screen New Zealand and the Screen Advisory Board to ensure the continued good health of our screen sector. I'm sure the Vista Foundation will complement and enhance the work of both these agencies and help to ensure New Zealand has the skills necessary to stay competitive in a challenging and international market. Our screen industry contributes over $3 billion annually to our economy. I look forward to seeing the Vista Foundation, in partnership with the New Zealand Film Commission and other key organisations, making a valuable contribution to the future success of our vibrant and important screen industry. Lots of love, Maggie. I'm a comedian. Now, that concludes our formalities of today's launch. I'd like to thank you all for coming today and extending your support of the Vista Foundation. And thank you all for coming. The Vista Foundation!